This is Bold TV, an entertainment program on disability and its related issues from a gender perspective. Join us every Saturday by 10:30 a.m. on our Facebook and YouTube channels. Bold TV, beautiful, outstanding ladies with disabilities. Brought to you by Bold Hearts Initiative.
Hello, good morning. Good morning, online audience. Good morning, ladies. Good morning, everyone out there. Welcome to another episode of Bold TV. Beautiful, outstanding ladies with disabilities, where we talk on disabilities and issues related to disabilities. This program is brought to us live every Saturday, 10:30 a.m. by Bold Heart Initiative. In this program, we inspire, we tutor, we teach the public, we sensitize the public on issues on disabilities, and we pick on a particular gender, female, so you know more about women with disabilities. So if you want to participate as a woman with disabilities, call on the co-host and we will direct you on how you can participate. But one more thing, we ask for you to click on the subscription button, like, comment, and share our pages. And when you click on that subscription button, you will have our regular episode as we bring to you different weeks. Thank you very much. So, but today's topic is very, very interesting. I will not say it now. I will say it after the introduction of the speakers of the ladies. But today I'm your chief host. I'm Osake Teresa Georgeville. I reside in Port Harcourt, Onne. I'm a freelancer and a farmer. I'm a polio warrior. I'm so glad to be your chief host today. Thank you very much.
Hello, beautiful people out there. My name is Afyong Etum. I'm a co-host on Bold TV. I am based in Uyo, the beautiful capital city of Akwa Ibom State, where I live and I work as a medical lab scientist. I also identify as a woman with disability because I use a wheelchair from spinal cord injury. Welcome to another episode, and I look forward to interacting with you.
Hello, good morning to you, my dear friends and partners. This is Oge Onoha, popularly known as Coach Oge Passion. Yes, I'm a person with disability and above knee amputee, and I work with the aid of a crutches or an artificial limb. Yes, and I stay in Makurdi, Benue State. Yes, so what I do, I am a health and business coach, and I show people healthy lifestyles that can help them live a better life, improve their health, and also earn. Of course, they say health is wealth. Yes, so that's what I do. I'm a health and wellness consultant. I sell health supplements. And I also run a shop, yes, where I sell foodstuffs. Recently, I started that and it's been awesome. So thank you for having me here.
Precious morning to you, ladies. I am Victoria Moses. I reside in Port Harcourt, Rivers State. I am a financial analyst, an administrator, and a digital facilitator. I am physically challenged and a member of Bold Hearts TV. Thank you very much.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Bold TV. My name is Ambassador Freki Andrew Essien. I'm the Executive Director of Faker Foundation, a member of Bold Hearts Initiative. I use a wheelchair from spinal cord injury. I identify as a woman with disability. I am based in Port Harcourt, in Rivers State, Nigeria. I also am a public health professional. It's a pleasure to be on another episode of Bold TV. Thank you.
All right, thank you, ladies, for introducing yourselves. So let's go quickly into today's topic. It says, breaking barriers with courage and consciousness as a woman with disability. Breaking barrier with courage and consciousness. You know, most times people just feel that breaking barriers is very difficult for persons with disabilities, especially women. And we know that too. Now, we're not just breaking barriers. We are doing it with two important values of life: courage and consciousness. Courage means believing in yourself. I believe in myself. And consciousness means I know my strength, I know my value, I know my right. I know that I can push and move forward so that the world can be inclusive. I can advocate for it. I can tell people about it. And when seeing me, they're like, okay, no, this one is not just an object of charity, but a woman with a, they know my rights, that I'm also a human being. So I will go quickly into the question because I just explained what the topic is: breaking barriers with courage and consciousness, believing in yourself, knowing your value and your strength. So the first question is, what does breaking barriers personally mean to you as a woman with disability? What does breaking barriers personally mean to you as a woman with disability? Thank you.
Breaking barrier to me as a person with disability, it means refusing to let any form of limitation, be it physical, mental, or societal, define who I am or what I can achieve. Yes, these barriers may actually exist, but I choose not to be defined by them. And so I try to create opportunity even when none seem to exist. That's because I believe that my strength, my abilities, they are more than my challenges. And so I tend to focus on what I can do, not what I am told I cannot do. More importantly, breaking barrier is not just about me, it's about other people. It's about me being able to inspire people to see possibilities instead of limitation, to see strength instead of weakness. Breaking barrier actually means choosing courage every single day. It's about standing confidently in who I am and proving that actually nothing can limit a determined mind. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much for the question. So, breaking barriers for me isn't just a slogan or another topic that we're having on Bold TV. For me, it is a lived and a daily resistance and what I call intentional influence. It means refusing to be defined by limitations that are obvious because of a disability, limitations that come from gender, or limitations that come from the interaction of gender and disability. It means overcoming limitations that come from society and systems, and even personally, like internal doubts. You know, as a woman with disability, barriers show up in layered ways: physical barriers, social and negative attitudes, gender bias, assumptions about my capacity. And breaking them means that I don't sometimes quietly navigate around them, but I challenge and redesign and sometimes completely dismantle the barrier. So what does breaking barrier means for me? It means visibility that is not meaningless, but visibility with purpose. I feel like my presence in rooms, occasions, issues, conversations gives not just space to me, but to others. And it disrupts stereotypes. It forces people to talk about things that they're sometimes not comfortable about talking. It forces them to recognize the power that comes with ability, even in the midst of disability. Breaking barriers, on a personal note, is deeply tied to the work that we do in Fake Foundation through our programs like Disability Rights Initiative, where we build the capacity of other persons with disabilities to know and speak and advocate for their rights, and also dismantle or speak to institutional barriers that would be affecting or disrupting or challenging the rights of persons with disabilities. It is important that we continue to break these barriers intentionally. We say things like nothing about us without us, and for me, it's essential that women with disabilities continue to show up as a quieter meaning of breaking barriers. For me, it means not shrinking, because honestly, disability is enough excuse and enough challenge by itself, but it means for me not shrinking, not being quiet, taking up my space without apology, owning my expertise, owning my voice, and owning my full identity, not just an identifier as a woman with disabilities. We will not pretend that there are no barriers. That's not what we're here to do, but we're saying that where barriers come, we use them as stepping stones, where they do not want to give way, where they form barriers and barricades and obstacles, we break them down. Breaking barriers is crucial, because when we break barriers, especially in my mindset, I know that it's not just doing it for myself. I know that I'm redefining what is possible, not just for myself, but for others like me. This is what breaking barriers means to me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Amazing answers. Refusing limitation and having a determined mind. That's a very good one. So I'll quickly rush to the second one. Second one is, how can self-awareness and confidence, that's consciousness, transform the way we see our disability? How can self-awareness and confidence transform the way we see disability? Is a serious one. I'll quickly go into that question and get answers from others too. In this part, as long as I have known that I have that consciousness, I know that I know my strength, I know my value, I know my purpose, I know my rights, I will move. Nothing stops me. The moment I know all of this, the disability will not even show. Now, the identity is not even my disability anymore. My identity is what I can do. The value I can do is what it's the identity. So no more the disability. So let's keep on showing, let's keep on being present, let's keep on saying what we can do to make life, to make things easier. So that's how I can do that. So thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. Let me join my voice to Osaki for the second question, to respond to what self-awareness and confidence can do. The truth of the matter is that they don't magically remove disability, but fundamentally what they do is change how disability is understood, expressed, and responded to, both by the individual with disability and by society. So starting with self-awareness, when someone understands their body, their identity, their strength, even their limitations, and takes a hold or takes responsibility for their lived experiences, disability stops being a vague problem and rather becomes a defined reality. It shifts the matter to one that is a defined reality. So instead of internalizing society's assumptions, perceptions of disability, like we are less or we are not independent, self-awareness allows us to have a more accurate narrative of how our disability reality is, or of how our reality is and how we navigate disability. So it replaces shame with clarity and also sharpens our advocacy, because you name what needs to be named, you call what is unfair, and you see what needs to change. Then let's talk about confidence, what we call consciousness. Confidence builds on that self-awareness and pushes it forward. So all of a sudden it changes our posture, our voice, our decisions. A confident person with a disability is less likely to accept exclusion as normal. What we don't do, we don't accept inaccessible systems. Rather, we negotiate spaces that show up and allow us to show up fully. So this leads to a ripple effect. People around us are forced to adjust their expectations, so they no longer see us as the negative stereotypes that people have of disability. So together, self-awareness and confidence transforms disability in three key ways. It takes it from limitation to identity without denial. So disability is no longer about hiding or trying to fix at all costs. Rather, it becomes something that is a part of the person. It becomes part of one's complex identity. What it also does, it takes us from pity to respect. When people see someone or an individual who understands themselves, carries themselves with confidence, the usual reaction is away from pity and discomfort and awkward sympathy. Rather, they begin to see that person, respects in the value that the individual brings to the table. Another thing that it does is it takes us from having passive experiences to being active influencers, so that instead of just coping with disability, we become people that shape conversations, shape our environment, and shape policies. We move from being affected by systems to rather influencing systems. So these are some of the impacts that self-awareness combined with confidence can do, with especially when it comes to breaking barriers. When more persons with disabilities operate from that place of self-awareness and confidence, the narrative slowly or surely shifts. Disability stops being seen as only a charity case, a less than person case, but rather it is seen through the agency of rights, that's human rights, self-agency, and a contributing member of society. That said, it is worth being realistic. Self-awareness and confidence alone cannot dismantle structural barriers like infrastructure or discrimination. Systems still need to change. But it is important that these inner tools exist, because it makes it much harder for systems to change if they do not go unchallenged. And it is self-awareness and confidence that can give boldness to the voice that we need to speak up against barriers that would cause systemic barriers, institutional barriers, all sorts of barriers. Together, self-awareness and confidence, they are a force in the world of disabilities, and it helps us to rewrite our stories. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Amazing answers. So the third question is, what roles does family, government, society, and community of women with disabilities play in helping women with disabilities overcome challenges? These four anchors are very important. What role does family, government, society, and community of women with disability play in helping women with disability overcome challenges? Wow, very interesting. Thank you.
Osaki, thank you for your question. And I believe that different people and different sectors can play a role in encouraging women with disabilities to break barriers. And I'm going to address each of these different categories of people. First of all, the family. To the family, I will say you are her first line of support, her primary support system. And so it is important that you affirm her. It is important that you show her that she is capable. It is important that you help her to attain independence and empower her. Equip her with the knowledge and the skills that she needs to be able to stand out and stand up for herself. To the government, I will say, please, don't make decisions without us. Every policy, every decision, every law, every act must be implemented, must be enacted and implemented in partnership with women with disabilities, because we are the end users. We are the ones who will be affected by these laws. So policies must be inclusive. Decision making must be inclusive. And also these decisions and policies must be made in a way, must be made with the unique needs of women with disabilities taken into consideration. So before policies are made, find out what do they need. And these policies should not be such that they enhance or create barriers. Policies should be such that they break barriers. Policies should be made knowing that These are the laws that will bind other members of society and guide them in their interactions with persons with disabilities. And to society, I will say, myths and stereotypes abound. Everything you have ever known about women with disabilities, every belief system, every perspective, question it. Don't just take everything you see or hear. Everything you have come to know about women with disabilities, please question it. Ask yourself, is this true? If in doubt, feel free to approach a person with disability and ask them questions about themselves and their type of disability. Educate yourself. Don't just take what you hear or what people have said or what you came to know about persons with disabilities. Do your own research. Find out. So that in your own space, you will know how to help that person with disability, that woman with disability. You can be another support system. You can be the one who opens doors for her, literally and figuratively. You can be the one who opens doors. You can be the one that tells her, look, you belong here. Integration into society is foundational point is knowledge. The right kind of knowledge will always help determine how people respond. So to society, I will say, question your perspectives, question your beliefs, question every stereotype you have ever known, and get the right knowledge. And then to communities, civil service, civil organizations for persons with disabilities. This concerns us. We have to support each other. We have to come together, be unified, and speak with one voice. We have to be the ones who stand together. We cannot be seen fighting ourselves. We cannot be seen pulling each other down. We must build each other up. Share opportunities, share information. If you have gone ahead in your journey, if you have made progress in your journey, help somebody who is coming behind. Look back and see who needs help. Pull somebody up, especially amongst women with disabilities. Pull somebody else up. Help somebody else come up. That way we are able to do so much more for each and every one of us. So I hope that each and every one of these groups of people will be able to think again and reconsider how their actions, how their inactions are affecting how women with disabilities are able to function in society. So I hope somebody out there will learn and also be able to be a support system at each level for a woman with disability. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Amazing answers. Those 4 groups will support women with disabilities. So the 4th question is last words to your younger self on breaking barriers with courage and consciousness. My last word to my younger self on breaking barriers with courage and consciousness. What I will tell my younger version there is be prayerful and trust God. Just be prayerful and trust God. Disability, I will always say, is comma and not full stop. Meaning, you still have more to do to fulfill your life. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you, Osaki, for this amazing topic, breaking barriers with courage and consciousness. As a person with disability, you need to move past the barriers. That is really very important because that's the only way you can reclaim your life. Yeah, so breaking barriers with courage and consciousness is a powerful framework for self-advocacy and empowerment. Yes, and for a woman with disability like me, you need to look beyond just overcoming physical and societal obstacles to reclaim your own life and shift from the world's, perception of what is possible, because they don't even think we can do anything. That's the truth. So sometimes people may want to do everything for you. And I'm talking from a personal experience. Even recently, I opened a shop and it's some people are surprised. How can a person with disability be running a shop? At the it's a house shop, and so I don't have. It's just in front of my house, so I don't really have any staff. Though I have people who come to do one or two, and then I stay in the shop. Yes, so it's really surprising to some people to see a person with disability, running a shop, just normal. Everything is set. You just go there, pick what you want, and make your payment. It's as simple as that. You understand? So a lot of people are surprised. Wow, this is amazing. So as a person with disability, one of the ways to you know break these barriers is that you need to understand that it calls for consciousness. You need to be self-aware. Understand that disability is part of your identity, but you're not limited. It's not limiting your potential. It's not limiting what you can do as a person. You understand? Then secondly, systemic awareness. The first one is self-awareness. Know yourself. Know what has come. And then it doesn't limit your potentials. The second one is a systemic awareness. Recognize that many barriers are not personal feelings. It's not because you cannot do it, but rather the result of societal design. The world's perception of what a person with disability can do and what they cannot do. Okay, and then purposeful intent. Now you have to make a decision to move through life with a clear sense of what you want to achieve. Not what people think you can do, but what you know that you can do. Yes, even the Holy Book says you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you, right? So don't see yourself limited. And another very important thing you need to have is courage, okay? Have the courage to speak up for what you need, for what you want. Know your self-worth. Know your self-worth and have a strong body positivity. When you have a strong body positivity, it can neutralize whatever negativities the world perception about people with disability can neutralize it. You be bold, you speak out, and take the right actions necessary for your growth. Yes. So that's it for me. What I would tell my younger self. Yes, my younger self, as a person with disability, trying to break barriers with courage and consciousness. Thank you.
Thank you so much. As my last remarks and words on this episode, to my younger self, you will meet barriers that feel immovable, but they are not stronger than your clarity or your voice. Know yourself deeply and don't wait for permission to take up space. Your courage won't always feel loud. Sometimes it will look like showing up again and again anyway, but keep going. What you push through today will become a pathway for someone else tomorrow. You are graced to break barriers. Keep living your purpose. This is my word to my younger self and to every woman with disability out there still struggling when it comes to breaking barriers. Keep moving, keep pushing, keep inching forward. Thank you so much for this amazing episode of Bold TV, powered by Bold Hearts Initiative. It's always a pleasure. Keep breaking barriers. Child.
Brilliant answers. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, online audience. I know someone out there is listening, someone out there is watching, someone has been inspired, someone has learned something new. Thank you, especially on disabilities and women with disabilities. The program has ended for today. Stay tuned for next week episode, another brand episode from another co-host that you will learn and be inspired to. So I am telling ladies and everybody out there, let's try and keep present. Let's try and keep showing up. Let's try and support each other and always do what we do best, advocating. Thank you and thank you. Thank you.